Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar Hub channel. If you've been closely monitoring the dinar and dong markets, then today's update could be the most critical and talked about moment we've covered all year. There's a growing wave of chatter happening right now among investors, in private forums, and even through a few bank-connected channels, suggesting a potential rate shift might occur as early as August 2nd. That's right, August 2nd, 2025. Could this be the moment that IQD and VND holders have long anticipated? Is the long-discussed revaluation finally making the leap from theory into motion? We've gathered the latest information, broken it all down, and we're going to give it to you straight. We're talking guru signals, banking infrastructure updates, and global financial context that has everyone watching this date. So don't miss a word, because what's happening behind the scenes could reshape everything. So, why is August 2nd even a date of interest? Here's what we're seeing. Over the last few weeks, a series of hints have emerged from inside financial operations in Iraq and Vietnam. While nothing has been formally confirmed by either nation's central bank, several reliable sources are pointing to activity involving SWIFT code preparation, digital banking enhancements, and unusual steps to know. Inside, quiet redemption center facilities. Essentially, systems are moving even if official voices are silent. These sorts of back-end updates, when aligned with monetary talk, usually act as precursors to larger shifts. Pair that with visible economic stabilization efforts in both countries, and you begin to see why this date is catching so much attention. This isn't just high-pitched structure meeting speculation. Let's start by looking at the Iraqi dinar. Iraq's foreign exchange auctions held Monday through Thursday remain the country's main monetary control mechanism, with the Central Bank of Iraq CBI exchanging dollars gained from oil sales, stabilized the market. Recently, however, a small shift has appeared. Fewer dollars are being sold while market demand continues to increase. This widening gap is pushing unofficial street market rates away from the official central rate. Historically, such divergences often come before currency shifts. Even more telling, whispers are growing about the CBI quietly testing a higher dinar value within their internal systems. Some call this a soft float, where a new rate is trialed in limited environments. If true, this could be a clear sign that a revaluation is in early motion. Meanwhile, Vietnam's situation is gaining momentum as well. Unlike Iraq, Vietnam has built a powerful export economy anchored in manufacturing and international trade. For years, their central bank has kept the dong's rate tightly controlled, but now that may be changing. In recent months, we've seen banks in Vietnam pilot new digital platforms, enabling cross-border payments with real-time conversion. These innovations, combined with rising export numbers and inflation control, suggest a pivot. Analysts believe Vietnam may be preparing to edge the dong closer to regional market value to improve investor confidence. If so, this adjustment could mark the beginning of a more flexible rate regime, one that rewards VND holders who've waited for this kind of shift. Many viewers ask, what do the gurus say about August 2? Several prominent voices in the dinar and dong communities are marking it as a key checkpoint. Not necessarily the revaluation day itself, but a moment when an official step or declaration could surface. These speculations are based on reported meetings between UWs and Treasury officials and Middle Eastern finance regulators, as well as the noticeable tech infrastructure upgrades happening across banking platforms in both Iraq and Vietnam. One widely held theory is that revaluations could occur in phases, first on the domestic level, followed by global Forex visibility. While unconfirmed, this theory matches patterns seen in other monetary shifts. The growing buzz is hard to ignore. Zooming in on Iraq's oil-reliant economy, we see the heartbeat of the dinar's valued crude exports priced in USD. These dollar flows fund central bank operations and stabilize Iraq's monetary system. But there's talk that Iraq may soon diversify how it settles trade, possibly using non-dollar methods or even digital platforms. If that shift happens, it would reduce Iraq's reliance on the dollar, giving it greater control over the dinar's value. Combine this with internal policy reforms, anti-corruption drives, new banking compliance rules, and digital modernization, and you start to see a foundation being built. Financial advisors in Baghdad are reportedly suggesting clients begin favoring dinar over the dollar. That reversal in sentiment is something we've never seen before at this scale. Vietnam's trajectory is different, but equally compelling. It lacks the oil wealth of Iraq, but makes up for it with a robust and diversified export engine. Vietnam's government has shown long-term commitment to building international credibility and attracting foreign investment. Their steady control of the don's rate is part of that, but now we're seeing early signs of flexibility. Some Asian banks are already valuing the dong slightly higher in cross-border settlements. That doesn't mean the official rate has changed yet, but it's a sign that institutions are positioning for something. With advanced fintech platforms coming online and bilateral trade deals in play, the pieces are aligning for a more market-driven VND valuation over time. So what should you expect if rates begin to shift around August the 2nd? First, don't expect mainstream media coverage right away. Currency changes are typically rolled out silently, with back-end systems adjusting first. You may notice the gap between Iraq's official and street rates closing, or see updates appear on niche Forex trading platforms involving the dong. Bank behavior will also be a signal, particularly how international wire transfers are handled. If processes become smoother or fees drop unexpectedly, it could mean that internal rate changes are underway. These moves aren't meant to cause public disruption, they're calculated and gradual by design to maintain economic stability and investor trust. Let's also clear up a common myth that neither Iraq nor Vietnam can change their exchange rate without international approval. That's false. While both countries work in partnership with the IMF and other global bodies, they retain full authority over their monetary systems. Iraq has made bold rate moves before, such as during economic crises. Vietnam has also implemented gradual rate changes in a controlled fashion. Timing is always the most important factor. With oil prices stable, inflation restrained, and financial reforms underway, 2025 looks like a strategically sound time for both nations to act. It may begin quietly, but early moves now could build into something much larger in the months ahead. Another clue comes from recent gold activity. Iraq and Vietnam have both been increasing their national gold reserves. While this doesn't always grab headlines, it's a big move in financial strategy. Gold strengthens a country's currency position and builds investor trust, especially ahead of major monetary adjustments. Iraq has publicly confirmed new gold acquisitions, and Vietnam has implemented gold market controls to prevent price volatility. These aren't random moves, they're calculated preparations for a stronger currency position. For those watching carefully, these signs suggest serious groundwork being laid for eventual rate elevation or revaluation. That said, let's stay grounded. Global markets are complex, and they don't operate purely on speculation or chatter. A true revaluation would only happen when economic fundamentals justify it. That's why what happens after August 2nd will matter even more than what may or may not happen on the day itself. If Vietnam and Iraq continue strengthening reforms, expanding financial access, and gaining global investor confidence, then a new chapter in currency value could truly begin. Stay alert, stay focused, and don't make decisions based on hype. Smart investors stay ahead by analyzing trends, not reacting to every headline. A final note for those wondering what to do if a rate change does occur. First, wait for confirmation. Don't jump into action based on rumors or Telegram messages. Official bank platforms, Forex monitoring tools, and recognized financial media are your best sources. Rate changes take time to move through the system and reflect across different platforms. Watch out for scams. No one can give you early access for a fee. Always go through legitimate, regulated channels. If the revaluation is real, there will be an orderly path to exchange, and you'll have your opportunity, but only if you stay sharp and protect your position. So, will August 2nd deliver a dinar or dong revaluation? There's no guarantee, but the volume of institutional movement, infrastructure preparation, and credible discussion around that date makes it worth serious attention. Whether it's a full change, a soft adjustment, or a milestone triggering further developments, it's clear something is stirring. This isn't just another diet. Might be the first real turning point in a long-awaited monetary transformation. So stay subscribed, stay ready, and keep tracking every update. We're watching this closely, and we'll bring you the latest signals and breakdowns as they come in. The road ahead could be historic,